All right, we're gonna do our upper body tissue prep. Really important on our upper body days, especially before we start moving explosively, aggressively, or with lots of load. Here's what we're gonna do. With a heavy band up in the rack, and I actually like to double up this heavy band, so instead of just going one loop, I'll bring it down and double loop it. You're gonna go with the band right around the back of your wrist. You're going to grab it, so I don't have to hold tight with my hand, but it's just pulling on my wrist for the tension. And from here, I'm going to take a couple steps back and get what's called a banded shoulder distraction. Now when you do this, what I recommend you do is that arm that you got up, I want you to put that leg back and sink into it and open up your lat. You can stretch out your lat just by pulling your shoulder up and down. Sit into it. You can rotate, get really deep into it. You'll feel this from the shoulder all the way down towards the hip. You can sink your chest down the whole time. I'm trying to keep my palm up to the sky, about 30 seconds here, just letting it sit, letting it open up. Now from here, you're gonna go from the lat to the front of the shoulder and the chest by now opening up your chest, so my back arm is tilted up towards there. I'm gonna bring that leg forward now and sink my hips down and open up my chest. And I can sit here and wiggle around and breathe, just like really get the pec nice and strong and open. And that's gonna be the shoulder distraction. Then from here, we're going to start doing some dynamic movement. But hey, before we get there, do it on the right arm, do it on the left arm. Finish with a double arm hang for 30 seconds. Funny enough, this exercise, just hanging from the bar, is really great for relieving shoulder pain. If you got cranky shoulders, start to accumulate some time just hanging from the bar. And same kind of deal, you can get a little movement. You can work on pulling your shoulder blades down and back and then relaxing. You can rotate to the left and the right. You can even do some rotations with your neck, flossing and cervical spine, but just try to hold on for about 30 seconds. Now you're opened up and nice and loose. We're gonna start heating up the tissue with some prehab exercises. So first one we got with a light band. You can also use a cable, but it's gonna be right here at about waist height. And you're gonna begin by doing 20 single arm rows. So as I'm doing this, I'm pulling down towards the hip. I'm trying to think about keeping my shoulder pulled back and down and really getting my lat working engaged. After my 20 reps, I'm going to come to the side and do some external rotation with the arm right at the side, so my elbows pin to my side, and just like I'm opening up a door, 20 reps right here. That's number one. Now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna change position, and instead of just low rows, we're gonna do high pulls. So this is coming up to shoulder height, same thing. I'm thinking about keeping my shoulder pulled back and down. I'm working the muscles in the back of the shoulder, what's called the external rotators. And then after my 20, I'm gonna get external rotation with the band, just on the shoulder, 20 reps, nice and hot. That's number two. Do it for a right arm, do it for the left arm. Final one, and I'm really giving you guys a hit list of the best shoulder exercises and openers to fix any kind of shoulder pain and keep you in a good spot. This one is called the sleeper stretch. And so what you're gonna do here is you're gonna start on the ground, just like a goalpost. You're gonna bring your elbows down to shoulder height, and then whichever arm you wanna do the work on, you'll roll towards that side, putting the opposite arm right on top of your shoulder. And the weight of your body is pinning this down, and you're gonna slowly try to work that hand towards the ground. Notice how I'm giving myself just a little assistance at the end of each rep, and your goal is to build that range of motion to the point where you can get your hand all the way to the floor, and after 10 or 15 reps, just sit here at the bottom. You can resist and relax in that bottom position, and then open it back up, and you'll hit the other one. The final one here you're gonna do is gonna be one of my favorites. It's a variation of a wall slide or a step slide, but you can just do it right here on the floor. We're gonna have both arms in the position overhead. Now my arms are bent, my hands are on the back of the ground. Do you see how my arch on my back is lifting up? The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull that down to the floor and keep the pressure of my arms down. And I'm gonna press right here, bring them up a little bit, press right here, bring them up a little bit, press right here, and the whole time I'm trying to keep that back on the ground. Just a variation of a wall slide. Great for opening up range of motion. Hope you guys enjoy this. Again, really high utility stuff to get your shoulders right and ready to move.